Good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm reading the next excerpt of my first story in a series, Odyssey of Eden Black and White. Here we go. He hadn't cared to know, as it was unimportant to his goal. Now, however, he had the intense urge to ask her. Asking her in a forthright manner would be too abrupt, he knew this. The taste of her was still too freshly upon him, still begging to be savored as she nestled closer to him in the receding heat of the afternoon sun. He would start with banalities. These were always difficult for him. He had to strain himself to feign interest, contorting his face into awkward smiles to show any sign of curiosity. But now he must initiate. He must, for this was the first time he had such an urge in 7 years. What a strange feeling to him. Foreign. "What year are you, anyway?" he asked her. She shifted her body in such a way that he knew she had something of a confused expression on her face, even though he could not see her eyes from his position. "I'm a senior," she said, somewhat aghast at the seemingly silly question. "Oh, that's right," he said, so as to give her the impression that he had already known but forgotten. He had never seen this young woman in his life before today. Alan knew he should remain quiet, but he could not. Alan feared looking her in the eyes, for he knew the emptiness that awaited him, the uncomprehending voids full only of instinctual desire to procreate. He did not understand his actions, his impulse, for he knew of her unknowing. What was it that he tried? It was a hope beyond reason, wrought with fear of disappointment, forged in the crucible of loneliness that drove an undying compassion despite reality. He would try, but he must be himself, or risk representing a mere shell of what he actually desired. This, however, did not mean he couldn't take it slow. "So, what led you to be at the basketball courts earlier?" he asked, searching desperately for a means to start conversation with her, still wrapped in his embrace. "What do you mean?" she said warily, genuinely not understanding the question. Alan's mind tensed up with apprehension. He realized that he was going to have to use simpler language, which itself would make him clumsier in his questions. With every one of his social interactions, it became less of a wonder to him as to why so many of his friends were clueless about women. But now he was stuck dealing with the same compact car that his friends dealt with when he was driving a race car. No matter how hard he pushed, a compact car could only go so fast, and would break down if he kept his foot on the gas for too long. If he wanted this to work, he would need to figure out how to understand and even enjoy the banality of navigating everyday conversation. "Why were you staring at me?" he asked abruptly. She lightly broke herself out of his embrace and sat up in the seat, his forearm still grazing her bare back. "Well, why do you think, dummy?" she said playfully. "What I mean is, why not any other time or any other place? What made you decide now?" he asked. She laid herself against the door, forehead contorted in concentration. "I don't know." "I don't know" was never an answer Alan accepted in his mind, but understood it was a necessity to accept amongst his peers if he wanted to survive. Alan knew exactly why. It was a buildup of events and transgressions that inexorably led to her gaining the confidence and the resolve to present herself at that exact point for some inexplicable reason that was in fact not inexplicable at all. "Sometimes our choices are mysteries to us, aren't they?" Alan said in an effort to veil his unwieldy, grasping mind. She looked at him patronizingly, with a slight smile developing on her face, eyes squinted in playful derision. Yeah, right, sure. Well, I mean, you gotta admit, sometimes we don't know why we do what we do, right? Yeah, I guess so, she said with a sigh, staring ahead into the distance of the golden prairie beyond them. Alright, that's it for this section. I will continue in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.